Hello, broker community. I'm Marc Summers, and I'm the president of AIME. Just want to welcome everyone to a weekly sales meeting. Now, I would like to speak about our community. Our community is kind of what keeps me going every day with AIME, because this community has never been done before for the mortgage broker community, and we're here, and this community is strong, especially with your support. I want everyone also to know that I am an originator as well. So I'm going through the same fights, the same trials and tribulations you're going through, and I'm with you. And I want everyone to know how important it is that we continue to move forward with these low interest rates and what it's going to do for us in the future. Now, it's really simple right now in this low rate environment to think short term, that I'm just going to hurry up, hit these loans as fast as I can, make a good amount of money, and then move on. But what we also have to understand is this, is you're setting your long-term success up right now, as long as you're doing it properly. And I think most of you really, really are. Okay, so all of these loans that you're doing, you're creating this book of business that could set you up for a long, long time for future purchases, future business, referrals. So be cognizant of that and understand that everything that's going on right now, yes, it's short-term fun, it's a refi boom, but also understand that it's setting you up long-term. So continue to do what you're doing, and we're gonna kill it for much, much longer. So I just want to give everyone a quick legislative update. The Senate is back in session. We don't have too many details on what the next COVID stimulus package is going to be, but I will tell you this. We have a lobbyist that is on it for us all the time. I talk to him all the time. He sends me big, long emails. It's great, but we will also let everyone know how it's going to affect the mortgage broker community as we get more information. So I want everyone to stay focused here. Recent reports show, and this is great news for us, is that this low interest rate environment that we're in is going to go through 2021. Now, obviously, as we all know, nothing is set in stone, but I'm getting excited for this because, as I spoke about before, this is setting me up long term. Okay, so keep fighting. We're going to have this low interest rate environment. Have a goal each day. If it's go get 2 new clients a day, 5 new clients, I don't care what it is, continue to move forward, because we're going to be what's best for consumers for a long, long time. So with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to Rene Rodriguez.
I want to play a little game with you. I want you to say the letters A through J as fast as you can. Go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Did you beat me? All right, now I want you to count to 10 as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But here's what I really want you to do. I want you to tell me a letter and then a number. So A1, B2, C3, etc., and get all the way to J. And let's try that out. A1, B2, C3, D4, E5. And right past E, it starts getting a little bit difficult. See, what's happened is you've begun to multitask. Your brain started one project, which is counting letters, or counting numbers, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it stays on one track, and it can become very efficient. Now you move over to letters, and if you stay on the same track of doing the alphabet, it can become also very efficient. But the moment you start multitasking, getting distracted, looking around, all of a sudden your brain stops and starts different projects, right? Starting the project of the letters, stopping that project, picking up the project of the numbers, and then stopping, picking back up, see where you left off with the letters again, and your brain starts to work in overdrive. And here's the secret. It's just not that efficient. That's what happens when we lose focus. Right now in today's market, everything is competing for your focus and your attention. You hear me say this all the time, that we are in a battle of trust and attention. All of you right now are being enticed to lose focus. But I want to remind you, right now, you have a job, and that is to implement PAPCAR, the 6 money-making activities. And if you don't remember it, go back to our first lessons in our first sales meeting. And if you know it, put it in the comments. Let's see who can remember what PAPCAR stands for. And if you don't remember, it's prospecting, appointments, presentation, closing, aftercare, and referrals. PAPCAR. That is the job of a sales professional. Now, your job when you are clear of the path is to employ the law of averages in that. That means to take as many swings as you can, as many presentations as you can, as many conversations as you can, to pick up the phone and dial as many times as you can, and a certain ratio of results will be the result. You will see that for X amount of phone calls, X amount of people will pick up the phone, and for X amount of conversations, X amount will take the next step and set an appointment with you to take an application, and X amount will close with you. But what happens is when we're employing the law of averages and we're in a world full of distractions, is that we take our eye off the ball. And so what I want to tell you is a story. This is a story about a guy that loved to plant seeds. Some people called him a sower. And it was three things that this gentleman was known for. Number one, he was ambitious. He had big dreams. He wanted to do big things. And I think I know a lot of you watching this, and you guys are pretty ambitious as well. You have big dreams and want to accomplish big things. But the second thing that this sower had is he had great seed. Now in our world, maybe we're not planting physical seeds, but our seed is the knowledge that we have, the products that we offer, our presentation style. Anything that of quality that we're offering, the value proposition, is the seed that we have. And if we're ambitious and we have great seed and great value to offer, then we've got to go out there and start planting. Now, the last element or the last characteristic of the sower or this person who liked to plant seeds is that he didn't chase birds. So what do I mean by that? It was said in the story that one of the first days that he went out planting seeds is he threw the seeds out and some went by the wayside. And the birds came down, swooped up his precious seeds and took them away. Of course, he was frustrated. But in life, we're going to plant seeds. We're going to do things. We're going to attempt to do something. We're going to go out there and do something. And sometimes the birds are going to come and distract us and take away our seeds. Now, when the birds come, we have two options. And this is the message that I want to drive home for you. We can chase birds. Now, here's the reality. Somebody comes and takes your seed, or you set up an appointment and they don't show up, and you try to figure out why. Now we have that answer. It's the birds. Somebody distracted that person away from the value you were offering and went away. Now, you could spend your time trying to chase the birds and go after those maybe who distracted that individual or the person you were trying to meet with, or talk them out of working with you, or whatever kinds of distractions may be out there right now. You could chase birds. You could jump on social media and start posting away about how horrible the birds are and distracting, and we could do all of that. But there's something very interesting that happens when we chase birds, is we left the field. I want to say that again. When you chase birds, you're not in the field anymore. You're not planting seeds. You're not meeting with customers. You're not adding value. You're not growing your business. And in a world like today that is full of birds trying to take our seeds, don't chase the birds. Don't get caught up in the distractions, because guess what? All of your enemies, all of your competitors, all of the haters out there want you to continue to chase the birds, because they know that when you're doing that, no one's taking care of their customers. No one's servicing the loans that they need to be servicing. So please stop chasing the birds. And so one lesson I want to give you, and something you might be very familiar. If you're watching this, I want you to write down the letters SW, 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 and then the word next. SW, 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 next. If you've ever been in sales, you've probably heard this principle, and it's a coping method. It's a way that we can deal with the birds, and it stands for some will, some won't. So what? Next. I remember when I was 18 years old and I was dialing, and I had that right there next to my phone. And I would say it, some will, some won't, so what? Next. And I would pick up the phone and dial again, and somebody would slam the phone in my face. I'd say SW, 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 next, and I'd call again. This applies to everything. Some will follow along with your value proposition. Some won't understand the value you're trying to offer. So what? Move on to the next and get better each time. So for this week, my hope and my wish for you is that you stay focused and stop chasing the birds. And in fact, that urge you get to respond to somebody who says something stupid on social media, the moment you start typing and you start going on there, you've left the field. You're not talking to customers anymore. And if you see somebody trying to distract you and you want to post something, just say birds, hashtag birds, and then move on and go serve your customers. I hope you're having a fantastic week. And as always, how productive were you this week? What number are you going to put in that little box? Because remember, it's you and only you that determines how you spend your time. So please stay focused. Back to you, Philly.
Thanks so much, Rene. That is so true. I'm going to start using that myself. Hashtag birds, as long as nobody confuses me for an Eagles fan. So on that note, another person with some great advice, Christine Beckwith and the team over at 2020 Vision for Success. They are our vendor spotlight of the week. Christine and her team are fantastic. She's been a staple in this community for many, many years. She's really gotten involved with the broker community and with AIME over the last 9 months or so. We are big fans of her here. I personally have experienced her coaching style, especially after the last couple of weeks. She's been absolutely fantastic. She's a great person to lean on. They've got a whole series of courses that you can pick from a la carte, whatever fits your business style. Lots of really great stuff over there. So definitely check out the team at Vision for Success. The AIME team is going to drop the link in the comments right now so you can go directly to all the information about our partnership with them. Speaking of business styles, Todd Bitter has one that is very hard to replicate, but he's managed to do it in a really successful way. He's a one-man shop and he is featured on our podcast this week. We're running Best of the Best and Todd is our #1 downloaded podcast ever. So really big deal. If you haven't met Todd and you haven't had a chance to listen to him yet, definitely download that podcast because I can guarantee you're going to learn something, come up with a new idea that you can implement in your business practice immediately. Check it out. Next, want to touch on one of our brand new BAB network partners. So we're going to continue to grow our Brokers Are Better network. All of the vendors that are in that network are very committed to AIME. They're continuing to work really hard for the broker community. Our newest partner there is Wiki Realty. I want y'all to know we take it very seriously when you ask us to help you find solutions that are going to fill gaps in your current business practices. So we heard a lot of people asking for hyper-local content, not just ads, but also actual content, blog content, Facebook posts. Wiki Realty can help you do that. Not only that, but they're also working behind the scenes on some really fun stuff with other partners that are already in our network. So there are integrations to come very soon. Check out Wiki Realty. They jumped on board during National Mortgage Broker Week. All week last week was their very first week in the network, and we've already seen a lot of people start to schedule demos and get to know the team over there. We're big fans of them. Check them out yourself if you haven't had a chance to do so yet. Last thing I want to touch on that's really important, AIME is here to stay. We're not going anywhere. We're not wavering. We're going to continue to push out all of the things that you've come to know and love. The weekly sales meeting will continue. Our podcast will continue. Turn times, lender escalations, lender connections, our Brokers Are Better network. None of these things are going anywhere. Our team is incredibly committed now more than ever. You're going to see a lot of new faces over the next few weeks, but I want you all to know none of those faces are new to us, right? The team has been assembled for almost a year, some of us much longer than that. We've only hired 2 new people since the year started. So all of this stuff that's been happening behind the scenes over the last few months, all of those people are still here and they're not leaving. They're all committed. They're all sticking with the broker community. Marc and I are here to make sure everything continues to run and also grows, right? We're not slowing down. We've got new initiatives that we'll be rolling out over the next couple of months, new network partners, new content plans, more Facebook Lives with industry leaders and experts that are out there. So if there's stuff that you want to see that you haven't seen in the past, now's the time to let us know. Shoot us an email, drop something in the Brokers Are Better Facebook group, drop something in WMN if you're a part of that. Shout out to the WMN group. We just hit 1,000 members yesterday, which is really exciting. So if you're not in there, definitely jump in. But leave us a note and let us know what you want to hear, what you want to see, what you want our team to be working on, because we are committed. We're here for you guys, and there is nobody that is going to slow us down. So have a great week. We'll see you next week. Don't forget, Brokers Are Better.